Yo, what's up, everybody? You know, I've been telling y'all I said I was going to do a little thing where I tell about my stories about me selling books on the train. I did it for sold books on the train for about 10 years, 11 years, maybe a little longer. That was my first one I did, corner stores in the middle of the block. My second one was called Pretty Ugly. It took me like a year and a half to write this. And then I wrote Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me, which is my poems and my jokes. And then I got this one out. I'm going to make a part 2 to this one, Agitation Gets the Dirt Out. Because I did this on my cell phone. That's why I don't have a picture. I did it on my cell phone. That's why I don't have a picture on the back. But I was talking about like sub-stories. One day at the time I was married. And I had an argument with my wife, my then wife. And I left. And I was dressed up out in a seersucker suit that day. And so I'm on the platform. And this guy walks up to me like, you got $1? I was mad. Like I said, I was upset. So I said to the guy, get the fuck out my face. It was a young guy. And so he stood there like he couldn't believe I said that. I said, you heard me, get the fuck out my face. So he walked off and I went my way. Then, before the train came, he started walking my way. So I jumped on the train. He jumped on the train. The train didn't leave right away. So I jumped off and went to another car. He jumped off and went to another car. So I walked to the front. I walked to another car and jumped off and jumped back on. He jumped off and jumped back on. I put my bag down and I started fucking him up. I just started swinging on him. I'm not going to ask no questions. I don't argue with nobody. I don't argue with people. I walk away. And if I can't walk away, then I'm going to do something. And we fought, and I was railing on his ass with a suit and tie and everything from Kingsbridge to Fordham Road. When the train came, he jumped up and ran. And that was the end of it. And I went and got my bags. I had to go back home and change clothes real quick because my clothes was ripped up. But that's my Subway story. All right, y'all. If you get a chance, check out my book online. It's called Corner Stores in the Middle of the Block. And my other book is called Don't Beat This One. The Agitation Gets the Dirt Out. Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me. And Pretty Ugly, a Harlem Situation. Yeah, I've had a few run-ins on the train. Like I said, I had a run-in with a boyfriend and girlfriend. I didn't fight that day though, but like I said, they gave me a chance to get away. So I put my hand, like I told you, I got into it, he threw something up the stairs at me and it hit me on my leg. So I took it and threw it back down. So he came up there like, yo, what's up? I'm like, what's up? So I put my hand in my pocket. And when I put my hand in my pocket, he calmed down. I was making like I had something. I didn't have nothing. And then, because it was two guys and one girl. And he had a bike. Like I said, he had a bike. He was going down the stairs and he expected me to move. And I didn't move because I was on the right side. The guy is to the right. You know what I'm saying? Everything is to the right. But people don't respect that rule, that courtesy. You do everything to the right in the train station. You step to the right. So I was at the right. And he was coming down the stairs. He's supposed to come down the stairs on the other side. But he was coming down on my side, and I didn't move, so he had to go around me. So I was like, I ain't moving. And he heard me say that, so he threw the sandwich because he was with his friend. So he left his bike downstairs and ran back upstairs. And he was with a girl too, and they ran upstairs. So like I said, he was like, what's the problem? So I put my hand in my problem. I was like, ain't no problem. I was like, what's up? And then he see me put my hand in my pocket. I ain't have nothing in my pocket. I was faking it. I was pump faking it. And he see me put my hand in his pocket, and he backed off and went back downstairs. And like I said, I had some CDs, and when I threw the sandwich, my CD dropped. So when my CD dropped, when the girl seen the CD, she kicked it. I let that go. They got that. But we didn't fight or get into it. They just went their way and I went my way. I said, go downtown and fight some. I was like, go downtown and fight the people downtown. Don't start no shit up here. Something like that. I said something to that effect. I said to him. people in New York is stupid. The thing about black people is they talk too much and they argue too much. People are not arguing with black people. Black people, that's why black people are getting fucked up. Because they think somebody going to argue with them and yell with them. Nobody doing that shit. But that was the end of it. It's just my story. I had a girl take a book from me, but she tried to. That's what it was. I let her see the book when the train came. That was on 7th Avenue. I think it was 7th Avenue on the D train. When the train came to the stop, she walked off and went downstairs. I'm like, yo. So I went downstairs and got it. And it's funny because the train was still there when I walked back upstairs. So I just jumped back on and got on and went my way. I got so many stories. I got a time when this one guy he was like, yeah, I see you. He was drunk or some shit. That was on 155th Street on the D train. He started bothering me. Yep. He's like, I see you talking that shit with that book. Ah, you motherfucker, all that shit. I put my boogies out of boop, 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 boop. And the train, when shit happened on the train stops in the tunnel. It stops in the train station and it don't move when something happens. So I just grabbed my shit. I thought, boom, 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 boom. I left him lay it out. Because he didn't think I was going to do nothing because I walked off. But then when he turned his back, I came back and snuck him. And I jumped off on 155th Street. And the train was still there. People was like, what's going on? So I jumped off on 155th Street by the Polo Grounds and just walked to 145th Street. Caught the bus and went to 155th Street. I got so many stories, man. I be trying to enlighten people and they be wanting to fight and shit. I be wanting to make some money enlightening people. They be wanting to fight. I don't be wanting to fight. Yep. I seen Flavor Flav on the train one day. As a matter of fact, the time I got in the fight on the D train, Curtis Blow was on the train. These are the breaks. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, break down. Boom, doom, doom. Yep. All right, y'all, take it easy. Later.